Weird Al, the Yankovic story. This is a really fucking weird movie to talk about. Weird Al has been around for a long, long time, and I kind of grew up around him. He Amish Paradise came out when I was a kid, white and nerdy, making fun of riding dirty. Um, and there's a couple of other ones, but I've never. When I was a kid, I definitely liked Weird Al, and then when I got older, I found him kind of annoying and cringy. But there is some fucking funny Weird Al songs out there. If you haven't heard them, go check them out. And this movie is kind of a parody of the casual music biopic, and that's what I liked about this movie. It was making fun of those cliche tropes, and it's a pretty funny movie for the most part. I wasn't expecting it, especially by the trailers. They looked like they were going for like a really serious tone and like a couple of jokes here and there, but the movie is like way more funnier than the trailers make it out to be. To get to the positives first, Daniel Radcliffe does a really good job as Weird Al. I was curious. I didn't doubt the guy whatsoever. He is a talented actor. I mean, he did fucking Harry Potter. Come on. But once he has that wig on and he starts singing the songs, he really, really pulls off the Weird Al Yankovic personality really good. And like I said at the beginning, I found this movie a lot more funny than I thought it would be, especially the first half. I think the first half of this movie is where it really shines. Later on, it was decent to watch, but I really feel like this movie drops the ball in the second half after Weird Al Yankovic trips on LSD. That went on way too long for me. Um, but the cast is pretty good. The structure of the movie is all right. It's not the best. It's very fast paced. A lot of quick cuts and editing, like Bohemian Rhapsody. The editing is pretty usual. It's nothing special. It's kind of bad, honestly. Um, but what I liked about this movie was just them, you know, making fun of the cliche biopic we've seen a million times. There's not much I really liked other than those two things. I found all the side characters to be kind of annoying and a bit boring, but I guess that's the way this. I don't know if they did that intentionally. Like, everyone's funny in the first half, and then it gets to the second half of the movie, and it got a bit too silly for me and kind of a bit tedious to sit through after the second half of the movie. I kind of wish it had the pacing and the funniness of the first half, and I think it would have been way better. But on the bright side, Weird Al does do Amish Paradise at the end of the movie, so if you like that song, I guess it's worth sitting into the end. I just didn't think this movie needed to be 2 hours. Like, it fucking drags at points. Some people will like this movie as a whole. I definitely feel this movie will have its audience, but it just got too stupid and tedious for me by the second half, and it kind of just made me not really like the rest of the movie, if that makes sense. But all in all, I mean, you get a good Daniel Radcliffe performance. I guess the movie's worth watching, like, just for that alone. I think it would have been smarter for them to just make like an episode or two and make it a bit more like believable, because this whole thing is, you're like, wait, did this really happen, or is Weird Al just making fun of everyone that's been through this kind of situation? Yeah, the music choices are really funny. Don't get me wrong, that was like probably one of the best parts in the movie. But like, I don't know, everything else, you kind of feel for him at the beginning with his parents, and then it kind of like wears off a bit. I don't really know what else to talk about. It was a decent movie. pretty forgettable, but I think they were aiming for that kind of disposable feel, if you know what I mean. Just making fun of other music biopics that kind of failed. And yeah, I don't know. I'd probably give this movie like a 6.5 out of 10. There's a couple of things I enjoyed, but for the most part, I mean, I'm gonna forget about this movie pretty fast. It's nothing memorable, nothing groundbreaking. I do like how it was a comedy and it didn't try to take itself too seriously. That was refreshing. But at the end of the day, it was like after that 40-minute mark, it's kind of hard to sit through. Just my opinion. If you haven't listened to Weird Al, go check out White and Nerdy and Amish Paradise. Classic songs. Thank you everyone for watching the review.